Hello everyone, this is Dr. Sheenam Bansal. So, today we will do fractures of pelvic ring. Pelvic ring is formed by a pair of innominate bones, ilium, ischium and pubis. Main transmission of weight is through posterior part from sacroiliac joint to hip joint. And this part of ring is strong, both bones and ligaments. Anterior stability is provided by symphysis pubis. Posterior stability is provided by sacroiliac ligaments, sacrotuberous ligaments, anterior sacroiliac ligaments. False pelvis is formed by fan-shaped iliac fossa covered by iliacus muscle and ala of sacrum. True pelvis is formed by deep basin below pelvic brim. Lateral wall formed by ilium, ischium and pubis. Floor of pelvis is formed by pelvic diaphragm formed by levator ani and coccygeus muscles. Median sacral artery is on anterior surface of sacrum damaged with transverse sacral fractures. Fractures of pelvic brim with severe displacement damage the internal or common iliac artery. It may be fatal. Iliolumbar artery damaged in injuries around sacroiliac joints. Lateral sacral artery damaged with sacral fractures. Obturator artery runs on lateral surface of pelvis is likely to be disrupted in pubic rami fractures. So what is the commonest cause of bleeding in fracture pelvis? Pelvic veins and presacral venous plexus. Iatrogenic posterior instability is due to extensive bone grafts from posterior crest. It may lead to posterior instability. When separation of pubic symphysis is less than 1 inch, it doesn't need surgery. When there is antero-posterior compression, example, person hits from back, external rotation of both iliac bones will occur and disruption of pubic symphysis occurs. Lateral compression, example, person hits from side, overlapping injuries in front, visceral injuries by penetration of bone spikes occurs. Vertical shear injuries, example, fall from height. Pelvic ring may separate at pubic symphysis, may fracture at adjacent rami. Posteriorly, there may be separation of sacroiliac joints. If you find it vertical shear injuries, then apply pelvic clamp or 2-pin external fixator in suspected cases of internal bleeding. Vertical shear injuries, how will you treat? Pneumatic anti-shock garments, pelvic sling and traction, pelvic clamp, external fixator, arteriographic embolization, pelvic packaging after exploration and ligating. Source of bleeding if possible. Look for bleeding from genitals, displacement of pelvis, extravasation of urine. Radiological examination, AP view, inlet view, outlet view, oblique view and CT scan. Inlet view will tell you anterior and posterior part of sacroiliac joints, AP displacement of ring. Outlet view shows sacrum vertical displacement of hemipelvis. Oblique view, you can see here sacroiliac joints. CT scan gives information regarding sacral foramina and likely damage to roots traversing there. PASG pneumatic anti-shock garments useful for patient transport. Disadvantage is compartment syndrome. ORIF contraindicated acutely cause of additional risk from the surgical approaches that may decompress the extraperitoneal space. Urethral injury may occur in 7% cases and bladder injury in 20% cases. Bladder may rupture and diagnosed by gross hematuria or microscopic hematuria. There are three methods of external fixator application: pelvic clamp, 1-pin frame and 10-pin frame. But external fixator doesn't provide stability in vertical shear injuries. Internal fixation methods of posterior ring fractures: anterior plating, sacroiliac joint and iliac wing fixation, iliosacral screw fixation, transiliac plate and transiliac bars. Internal fixation methods of interior ring fractures: symphysis plating, symphysis dual plating, symphysis plating and screw fixation for pubic ramus. External fixator is to be kept for vertical shear injury for 12 weeks, open book injury for 8 weeks and lateral compression injury for 3 to 6 weeks. So we end here. If you like this video, kindly do subscribe. Thank you very much.